Uh, just one second, just one second. Okay, so today our discussion will be around queries. Now we will learn how to make queries. Now, first of all, why do we have to make queries? Well, this is your table. Let's say someone says that you're supposed to make a report. I want a report where I want all the imprints to start with P. I want the ranking to be between this and this. I want the volume to be less than this. Okay, and so on and so. So you need to extract it. It's not that you're going to filter, no. We'll be applying different SQL commands, and that you have to make as a query and then report. Okay, so that's the entire process. So how do you actually filter out records? This is done through queries. So you'll go to query design. In the create tab, you'll find query design. So you'll click on the query design. You will do the same thing and practice today. So I'll add. So what we'll do is, this is my table, and these are the fields in my table. Okay. If I want to add all of them, I can, or if I just want to add specific, I can even do that. So I can click on title, the author, the book reference, the class code, the imprint, the volume, and that's it. I can run and I can see that I have one of 2,344 records. You can see that I have lots of records. Why am I counting the records? Because I want to tell you that if I apply a particular criteria, you will see the records changing. For example, this is my rank. So we'll start with a very basic thing. If I want the rank to be, I'll use keyboard so that you know what I'm doing. If I want the rank to be, better than, let's say 1,000. I want all the ranks greater than 1,000 to be displayed. So over here you can see is I have the fields. I have the table from where the fields are coming from. I have the sort, third row that tells me, do I want to sort ascending or descending? Do I want to display or show this field or not? And the criteria, I have more options for the criteria. Now, these are the criteria that you have to remember. These criteria appear and will come in P1 as well. So it's a big warning for students who have skipped the practical. By skipping the practical doesn't mean it will not come in P1. In P1, you get questions from the spreadsheet, from databases, from sound rewriting. You get that every year, so you can't run away from that. So if I run this now, what happens is you get all the ranks, which are 1,000, you can see. Obviously, if I would have written instead of 1,000 was less than, then obviously I would have got all the values which are less than 1,000. So you can see over here, I get all the values which are less than 1,000. So yes, this is how the criteria are displayed. I can even write between. So I can even write over here is between, let's say 50, and if I have value 300, it should show me that. So let's find value between 50. So I do. So between 50 and 300, you can see I'm getting all the values. The comparison operators. We call them comparison operators, right? Okay. Let's talk about more. I want to find all those which are probably equal to something. For example, I want to find all those imprint that are antique. So I'll go back and within the imprint, I'll type antique. So get all the imprints which are antique. At the same time, I want all the imprints which are antique and all the imprints which are between, let's say, 50 and 200, let's say. So what do we have here? Yeah, we're only just 2 records. Yeah. So I have only 2 records where they're antique and the rank is between 50 and 200. You get my point, right? So this is the way it works. But I would like to show you something which is really interesting. If you come to the SQL view, you get to know something like this. You will see this. I'm going to show you this. And obviously, you should know it. Now, what is this? It says select the following fields from the following table. Okay, right. I've selected the following fields from the following tables. Okay, where the imprint is antique and the rank is between 50 and 200. Now, and. So remember this and. How do you know it's and? I'll tell you why. When you write this in one line, criteria C, in one row, I would say. In one row. If you write in one row, this is and. But if I write this, let's say, make it between, I would say is just 1 second. What do I have here? Let me just make it in ascending order so that I'm in a better position. Okay, I don't have that. Okay, what I could do is, I could write over here is, I hope you won't get confused. No, you won't. You seem to be intelligent. So greater than, let's say, 100. I'll just make it less greater than 200. So let's see what happens. Do I have records? Yes. So I have antique and all the records greater than 200. Okay, fine. In fact, not 200. Let's make it more. 1,000. So more or less. Let me make it more or less. I want greater than 4,000. So it should be antique and all the records should be greater than 4,000. So I have antique and all the records are greater than 4,000 because I'm talking about and. If I remove this from here, Control X, and if I display it one step down. If I run this now, so you see what's happening. Oh my God, my records have increased because now I'm talking about OR. I have antique, okay. But you see over here, I said 4,000. So wherever I have greater than 4,000, you can see is it's not antique.
Yes.
Okay. Why is that? Because I wanted to show you over here is because I'm referring to is not the and, I am referring to is the or. This means or. When I write diagonally, one step down, it means or. I just want to prove the fact. You're not supposed to work with the Sql View. I'm just trying to clarify the concept. So when we keep on stepping down, it means imprint should be this or the rank should be this. So one step down means or. And if I want to do it, title should be this or this or this or this. I will keep on stepping down. This means or. Is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. Okay. This is something really important. I'm recording and I'll share with you. You'll watch the video again and you'll make sure the concept is clear. Okay. Okay. So what we do, this is the and the or concept. So you got it pretty fast. Please be honest and there's nothing as dumb question. Don't worry about that. Now let's talk about wildcards. What are wildcards? Let's say I want to find all those imprint that start with C. So what I'll write over here is C capital. And I would, after C capital, I will be typing over here is star. Now, what I've actually typed over here is C star. Now, C star means it should begin with C. And star actually represents what? So when we type star, it represents all the characters. It means that it should begin with C. But whatever is coming after C, I'm not concerned. I don't know how many characters are there, but it should begin with C. Actually, star is all the 256 characters, alphabets, uppercase, the alphabets, lowercase, 0 to 9, and the characters. So star means any number of characters or any character, but it should begin with C. You get my point?
Yes, sir. We did this the last class.
Very good. No, we did this in the last class, but we did this in validation.
Okay.
That was different. When I applied this in the validation, what was that? I was restricting, which means you can enter only records that start with C. Today, what we're doing is discussing the same thing exactly. You're right. But I'm filtering now. Good. This means you are attentive. I was just going to come there. Now we have to be very careful because when a question comes, the examiner will say that after importing the following table, add the following restriction to this table, this field, that only names starting with C and B could be entered. So I'll type a C star or B star in my validation rule in the design view of the table. You're doing it. Then the examiner says that you're supposed to create a report, and the report should have an extract of only those records where the name starts with P or D. Then I will do this. So what we're doing in the query, we are filtering. What we did that day, restriction was validation. I hope you got the difference.
Yes, sir, I got it.
Okay. And most probably I did mention that day that these criteria will also help us in the query as well. And they're helping us. And these queries will also help in our Excel. Okay. You would have done in Excel as well. Haven't you discussed this in COUNTIF, the C star and the C question mark? You probably have. Okay.
No, I didn't. Not in Excel.
Okay. No, it does. It is very, very important in Excel. Keep in mind. Okay. We will do that. So these points will also come in Excel. Okay. So yeah, I would like you to make your notes after watching this video. Okay. So C star. Okay. No. Let's do something else. So we know how we can do that. So let's say I want to do something different, and now you'll help me out actually. So Control X, and I'll do this. So what I've done is I don't know. Will this have an output or not? Yes, it did. Luckily, it did. So you did see what's happening. I typed star C, and with star C, it's ending with C. So obviously, star C means that whatever is coming before C, I don't know, but it should be ending with C. You got my point? You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it could be C star, or it could be star C, beginning with C or ending with C. Okay. Let's try to make another question out of this. For example, we just want to try and find out all those imprint that have books anywhere. So what do we do? Books. The imprint should contain books. Yes. You got my question?
Yes, sir.
Should contain books. Come on. Any answer doesn't make a difference.
It should start with B and end with S.
No. Any imprint that contains the word books. It could be Apple Books. It could be Books Computer, whatever. It could be history books, something. But books, if books is a part of that item or the imprint, it should be displayed.
Okay.
So wouldn't it be like something like this? Star at the end and star in the beginning, which anywhere you would find books anywhere. You would see all the books have books. Even if books was in the beginning, it would have showed that. Although it's not there, but it would have.
Okay.
You get my point?
Yes, sir.
Star book star basically means that you're trying to find all those records that contain this word. Remember, the like appears itself. I'm not typing that.
Okay.
We discussed wildcards. No, we have not discussed wildcards. There's another wildcard left, which is very important for syllabus. I would like to find all those imprint. I will stick to imprint. Or E. Hold on. CE. Yeah, no, I'll stick to imprint. Okay. All those imprint that have O as a second character. You see O as a character. How do I do that? I'll tell you. If I want to find O as a second character, I would type over here is, let's do this. Question mark and O and left star. Can you somehow explain me the logic of this?
So O will be the second letter, and then star would be the letters after that.
Very good. Very good. This means, let me show you it works. Oh, I need to put the double quotes myself. So whenever I use two wildcards together, you need to put the double quotes yourself. Access will do that for you. Will you for this? Okay. So you'll make all these notes and you write them down. Okay. See, O is the second character in all of this. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Why? Because what we've typed over here is question mark. Now, question mark basically represents any one character out of the 256 characters. Any one. I don't know what it is. It's just one character. Just one. Star represents, I told you, it could be 1, it could be 10, it could be 1,000 characters. So star represents unlimited number of characters, could be any. So my emphasis is on the second. So any character before the second one, but the second one should be O. What's coming after second? I don't know. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
And what if O happens to be the second last?
Then star O question mark.
Good. You're genius. You know that. Well done. Star O question mark. Exactly. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe we have a record that has, or maybe we don't have it. I don't know. Oh, I need to put this myself. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. And here we go. So if I run this, oh, luckily we do. We do have second last O in many. And it's working. So you see, this is quite interesting. When you go for database administration and data science jobs, this is what data scientists do. They need to know how to extract data, use SQL command. Obviously, this is A levels. When you go into university, you'll be studying data science in a much more broader perspective. But if the basics are not clear, it will take you more time to understand this. You can't skip the practical, for God's sake. Then IT, if you could skipping practical, you could have gone for computer science. Okay. Then what we have is, we discussed the wildcards as well today. Then obviously, let's say, I'll just make an example. Let me say I'm going to delete some records. Okay, I delete 3 records. So, sorry, more. I'll delete more. I'll delete more. So author, I deleted some authors, right? So here you go. I want to find all those authors that are null. So I write it is null. Is null means that find me all the authors which are null. How interesting. So is null gives me all those values, obviously, which happen to be null. And if I write is not null, this will do is, it will not show me the empty one. It will not show me the empty one. Anyway, is null or is not null? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, I need to field volume and rank. Oh, I'll just use this. Hold on. Do I have any other? Oh, the ASP, and I had these two as well. I want to use this. Excellent. So now let's talk about the next topic. The next topic within this, okay? Next topic within this means is our next discussion for today will be, because you know what, I have to keep up my speed with it. I want to finish the query discussion today so that tomorrow we can do reports in the next class. Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, inshallah, we'll have a class day after tomorrow. Okay. And what we'll do on Tuesday is we will discuss all the reports and the forms. Honestly, we'll try to wrap it up. Or you might be saying, sir, how is it possible you're wrapping up in 3 classes? Don't worry. After that, it's not going to be wrapping it up. I will be doing some past procedure. Then there's this concept about normalization. I don't know if you've discussed or not. The concept of normalization is in theory and practical both. So I'll discuss normalization. And after normalization, we'll do more papers. So you will see, inshallah, I mean, how well it will go. It's just that you understand the concept in an easier way, in-depth concept. It's not very complicated, I'll repeat. Okay, so we are now discussing now is creating new fields at runtime. That's our topic, another topic we're discussing. What do I mean by creating new fields at runtime? I'll tell you. Do you see I have the following fields? I have title, book reference, new co imprint. I have RRP and ASP. I want to create it. I want to create a new field, and that will say is the total price, and the total price will be RRP plus ASP. What I mean to say is that I'm trying to create something like this. I'll just try to minimize this, and I would like to do it here. So I would do is I'll create a new field at runtime, and that would do is, let's say, make it total. And the total will be doing is, we need, okay, you have to remember this command. Okay, you have to. Then all you have to use is square brackets. No, not this, not this. That's a square bracket. Square bracket, another square bracket. And what shall we do? What simply add this. Okay. You have to cram this, you have to remember this. So what I have over here is RRP, and I have over here is ASP. Okay, ASP. I'll just come back to this, don't worry. I'll come back to this. I'll clarify this. So let me just first make it working. So what I'll do is, you see I have fields. I'll click here and I'll say Control V. Okay, so I created a new field at runtime. Now if I run this, I have a new field at runtime. That's adding this field with this. Adding this field with this, you can see. So this field is adding this and this together. You can see that. So this is known as creating new field at runtime. The rule I was trying to say was, I use square brackets. Remember, you have to use the square brackets whenever you're dealing with database fields or arrays in programming, which you're not doing right now. You will be dealing with curly brackets. You will be dealing with normal brackets that you always have. These brackets are actually used for your scripting, such as Java scripting and CGS scripting. These brackets are basically used for your functions that you have discussed even in Excel. So whenever you deal with functions, you use these brackets. Whenever you use these brackets, whenever you deal with database, you use these brackets. Remember, that's the rule. For example, you can see over here is I'm getting the value in decimal places. So I could use over here is INT. So all I'll do is I'll just see. I'll just do is I'll put INT, sorry, INT, Control V, and Control V. So integer function, I put this, and in between I have this. So I have integer function. By doing this, what will happen is it will convert this whole into a whole number. First I had decimal, now I have whole number. Get the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right? And you could even format this. You can even remove the decimal places. You see, I get the decimal places. I could even get rid of the decimal places. How? I could simply come here. Okay, properties. I know, I'm repeating this again. I know remembering so many things would have not been possible if I would have not recorded the lecture. We have to increase our credit hours, and this is the best way. It works. Okay. I've tried students, it works very well. So I'll come into decimal places. I repeat again. I will right click here. I'll come to properties. In decimal places, I will just simply make it 0. Okay. And I'll run this again. Once I do that, you see I have removed those. Right? That's how
Yes.
with this. You could even add over here is, for example, I want to add RS as rupees. So I could use the next thing I would talk about is concatenate. Concatenate, and here we go. I'll write over here is RS. Any word, it could be anything. So what will happen now? RS will be joined with all of these. So
Okay.
whenever you use concatenate means I want to join anything with anything. Why did I put double quotes? Because obviously I have to. Because user defined, I have to put in double quotes. I have to. Okay. But if you had concatenate some other field, for example, I'm just for the sake of argument, let's just do is imprint. Doesn't make sense, but let's do it. So I could do is, why do I always keep on coming here? So I could do is, go, this, oh, just do, and imprint, IMPRINT. If the spellings are correct, it should work well. So here we go. Let's go back. And let's change this to this now. So what do we have? Oh yeah. You see the total and the imprint. But if I put a space, I can even put a space. So if I want to put a space, I'll do is concatenate this with this, concatenate this with a space, and then concatenate. So the output of this is going to be concatenated, joined with a space, and that space is going to be joined with imprint.
Okay.
So here we go. Here we go. And we end up over here for today. Is that clear, beta?
Yes.
I think it's enough. 40 minutes, whatever we discussed a lot of things. You need to have retain all that. I can keep on proceeding, but obviously there's a limit. I want to make up your notes, proper notes. And if you do that, I'm telling you, things will not be tough for you at all.
Okay.
I'll be sharing this lecture with you. Give me an hour because I have another class, and I'll do it right after that. So you have
Okay,
to. That Tuesday we'll meet and we'll further discuss it. Okay? Okay, beta, see you then.
Allah Hafiz.
Yes, Allah Hafiz.